back. Welcome back, guys. I did check to see if our guest had contacted me on Instagram. They had not contacted me. So I will reach out and then we can plan when they can come and share their interracial marriage success story. So anyway, now I'm coming back with a new topic. I was going to cover this topic actually, but I was going to make a video about it. But I was like, okay, since we are not able even to have that story that we were supposed to have, I will use this opportunity to share with you things that I learned living in Greece for 9 years. Okay? So, as some of you might know, I moved to Greece in 2015. Okay? I have already shared this, it's in one of my videos. It's in the video where I talked about how I met my husband. So I spoke to you about us getting married in Kenya and then proceeding to move to Greece, okay, because that's where he was living at the time. So the first thing I learned when I arrived in Greece, the first thing I tried to learn, which I found very difficult, was the language. So I quickly found out that the Greek language is very difficult. You know how when we speak in English, we are like, why don't you understand me? Am I speaking Greek? That's because Greek is difficult. But also, when the Greeks speak amongst themselves and then they want to say, like, why don't you understand me? They usually use Chinese. They say, am I speaking Chinese? So I think maybe Greek and Chinese, those two languages are very difficult. So that was the first thing I learned. I found out that the Greek language is very difficult. So top of the morning. Welcome, welcome. So, and another thing I found out, or another thing I learned living in Greece, is that good morning, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Please like the video as you come in. We are talking about things I learned living in Greece for 9 years. We were supposed to have a guest, but I checked my Instagram and they have not reached out, so I cannot share the link if they don't reach out. So we will plan some other time when they can join. So another thing I learned was the number of churches, especially where we were living. We were living on the island of Crete, and that island has so many churches, so many. And as you know, in Greece, the dominant, I would say, okay, how do we say? The denomination there is the Greek Orthodox, okay? So it's the same church and they have so many. Hi, welcome. Oh, Swenzi, welcome, welcome. So they have so many churches and it's the same denomination. It's the same. So it's not like in Kenya, we have so many churches, but they are different. You know, we have Catholics, we have Baptists, we have Methodists, we have another one called, we have so many, but I'm just trying to remember the ones I'm familiar with. We have the Church of England, the Anglican Church, we have the Wakorinos, we have... how are you? I'm well, welcome, welcome. So, like we have so many, so that means even if we have many churches, it's not the same denomination. We have different denominations, so it makes sense. But in Greece, it's the same denomination, but so many churches. Like if you tell somebody, I'll meet you by the church, that's the one way of getting lost. Because you're like, which church? Because every few meters there is a church, every few meters there is a church. So I was like, okay, so like why do they have all these churches? Because those churches I tried to attend and it's only old people that go to church. So you find the church is big and it's so beautiful, but then you're finding like it's just like 10 people joining the attending the service. So I'm like why do we have so many if people are not even going to church? And another thing that I learned which shocked me, you guys, this shocked me. There was this lady, which now I'm coming to to another part of this. There's this lady who used to sort of like show me how um, I am not a Christian. You know, telling me I have to get with God and I need to be a Christian. And I'm like, I am a Christian. Because I felt like for them, they believe if you're not an Orthodox Christian, then you're not a Christian. And especially for me being a black woman, they tend to think that it's very weird how she approached me. And one thing I noticed, even as she was sort of like preaching to me, she was holding a cigarette. I'm not saying there is anything wrong with smoking. Like, I don't think it says anywhere in the Bible, like, if you smoke, you're going to go to hell. But in Kenya, we believe, even when we are singing our songs, we are like, hey, I'm saved now. I don't smoke and I don't drink anymore. What's the best food you can make in under... a lot. I can make a lot of food in under 30 minutes. Why are you so... Oh la la. Today I don't know. I shouldn't have come live today. I don't know why today I'm attracting some really weird comments. Look, everyone is... Let's see what we can do about that. Okay. We remove. What planet are you from? We. I see. So you guys, yeah, I am Swansea, I am trying to hide them out. I'm able to delete the comments, but I am trying to find how let's see how we can do this. All the channel activity. Hide. Yes, I found it. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I want to go back to talking about this because I think you're going to find it very interesting. Staying off the grass was hidden. Who else? Let's see. There's shown an option. I saw it. I found it. Thank you. Okay, who else wants to get out so we can continue with our... So we can continue. Let me see if I can... Let's bring we got Swansea in the house. Swansea, you are in charge now. There you go. Swansea 5 is in the house. You can take care of those people because I need to cover this topic because I think it's very interesting. What is the conversation today? We are talking about the things I learned living in Greece for 9 years. Spend the whole stream. I usually don't have this kind of activity on my live. I don't know what is going on. I wonder if it's those haters from TikTok who have followed me here. I don't know. So anyway, this lady was trying to sort of like preach to me, and she's holding a cigarette, right? What is your name? My name is Rose. And I found that quite a bit, like it was a bit strange, somebody preaching to you and then they're just smoking. So today I got your live. Oh, welcome, welcome. No, I'm not from South Africa, I'm from Kenya. And then, now that brings me to the other point. I found out that smoking in Greece, especially among women, is something that I had not experienced before, like I had not witnessed before, especially in Kenya, where in those days, a few years ago, women never used to feel very comfortable like smoking publicly, okay? Ati hawa trolls wanatoka wapi? Sijui kama wamenifuata kutoka TikTok. Kuna watu wako na mahasira na mimi huko TikTok. So sijui kama hao ndio wamekuja hapa kunitroll because they knew I was going to go live on YouTube today. Greetings from Cape Town. Welcome, welcome from Cape Town. How hot is where you live? It's not very hot right now. So now I was like, oh my God, like what is going on? Like, why are all these women smoking, including older women? And for me, in Kenya, a while back, few years ago, I know now young people are just, doing whatever they want. They're smoking shisha, they're doing all kinds of things in public. But I don't even know which is the, live. In those days, it wasn't very common to see women smoking in public. So when I went to Greece and saw older women smoking, I was like, oh my God, what is happening? Why are they smoking? Because in Kenya, women who were so confident back then, smoking in public were women of I don't know how to put this, but it's just women who are like really outgoing, like they don't care, they don't care who sees them or. Okay, this is real live. If you're reading my comment. Miss E, yes, I am reading your comment. And then, Miss E, I had ended the live because there was a guest who wanted to join. So I wanted to restart the live so I can start with a guest. But then when I went to my Instagram to see if they had reached out so I can send them the link, they had not reached out. So I was like, I'm just going to continue with my live. And then if they reach out, then we can plan on which day they can join and share their story. They wanted to share an interracial marriage success story, which is something that I think we really need on my page to have. We need to have some success stories and some positive interracial relationship stories. I got lost and joined another one talking about au pair. Ah, really? Okay. We were supposed to talk about au pair today. But my guest didn't make it. So we are still working on that as well. I have two guests who are supposed to talk about au pair. These are people who have moved to Europe through the au pair exchange program. The guest who was supposed to join me today, yesterday I thought we were set, and I was like, I'll send you the link at this time, and then that's when she told me, oh, I'm sorry, I cannot join, so it was such a short notice, I was not able to arrange something with the other one, because I reached out to the other one. She was like, this is such a short notice, you cannot tell me to join tomorrow, because she had told me to give her like 2 or 3 days notice, and then we can host the live. So both guests could not join today to talk about au pair, but we will come with that topic. That is something that we must host here, because I think it's going to help a lot of our young ladies who would like to join that exchange program. And the au pair program, a lot of countries want between the ages of 18 to 26. But then there is Luxembourg that takes up to 30 years old, I think. Yeah, from 18 to 30. So you just need to look at the country. Some will take older and some will take up to 26 or even 25. So we'll come with that. So don't worry, Miss E. We will come with that topic when my guests are able and ready to join me. But for today, I just wanted to talk about funny things. Well, not funny, but just some things that I learned when I was living in Greece for 9 years. I got lower. Okay. Well, it's a good thing today I was even able to learn how to hide people from this channel. Oh my God. I never used to, like, I didn't have any need to learn about these things because I always had my people joining my life and we never had drama. So I didn't even know how to block people and all that. But anyway, so now, apart from smoking, another thing I learned was there is this thing, you guys, Kenyans that are here. You know changa. In Kenya, we have this brew that the government is always fighting because it's actually very harmful to your health because it's the type of alcohol where the alcohol percentage nobody even knows how high it is because nobody is measuring anything. So there is this thing they call it skudia in Greece. It's called skudia and it's also called raki. I think it's also in Turkey. I think raki is also in Turkey. Okay, I shouldn't be mentioning Greece and Turkey in the same sentence. They don't like one another. Anywho, this drink, it's offered everywhere for free. Okay, they do sell it, but if you go, let's say for example, you go to a restaurant and you order food, they would, at the end of the meal, when you ask for your bill, they will bring you the skudia. Okay, they will bring you a free dessert, by the way. That's another thing I learned, which I found actually that is it's very interesting because you get, in summertime, they will get you like different kinds of fruits and it's for free, you guys. It's for free. You get grapes, you get whichever season, like whatever fruit that is in season at that time. So let's say it's September because grapes start coming out in September. Nitakuwa hai kila siku. Unapewa for free. So they bring you a bowl of fruits. Maybe let's say watermelon, grapes, apples, yani just like for free. That I liked. I like that. And then they bring you a small bottle of that skudia. That thing is so strong, you guys. Hey, munasemaga changa. That thing is so strong. Jesus. So they bring you that, and then you have your dessert and you have your skudia, and then that's when after that, that's when they bring you the bill. Actually, when you ask for the bill, don't expect that the bill is coming. It's not the bill now that is coming. They bring you your free dessert and the skudia. Actually, I do miss that though. I have another YouTube channel where I was talking about, my life in Greece, and I'm gonna share that. I'm gonna say that I do miss that. I miss that because recently we went out, my husband and I, and because we are so used to getting free dessert, we ate, and then we were like, well, oh my God, there is no free dessert here. We have to order dessert if we want. In Greece, they just give you. I actually think there's another friend of mine who was living in Athens, and in Athens they give you oh my God, what ouzo? Ouzo is another Greek, but that one is a little bit expensive, so they will give you very little. But that one is that thing when you mix it with water, it looks like milk. Okay. So there was this time we went out with some friends. Crete is a touristic destination. So all our friends, the ones that lived there, they had their families coming over for holidays and everything. So this particular time we went out, and then we were just, we used to have like big table, and then we just order food, and then we'll just pay all together. Like food there was not so expensive. Because if you go to normal restaurants, if you don't go to like high-end restaurants, you just go to normal restaurants, food was not like really expensive. And the portions are they used to be so big, but then slowly they started reducing the portions. But when I first moved there, the portions were so big, like we just used to order one portion, my husband and I, and that is enough. Sometimes we won't even finish. Especially like if you order a starter, a salad, with feta cheese and all that and bread. Then if you order one portion, you cannot even finish. So that's what we used to do. We used to go and like have a big table, like we would be like 8 people or something, and we order different things. That is actually a nice idea to try different things. So anyway, we are sitting there, we are enjoying ourselves. Oh, hi, welcome. Oh, your first live here, eh? Welcome. So now there's this lady sitting next to me, and I thought she was drinking water, my friend. I thought she was drinking water. Apparently, she was drinking ouzo, but I didn't know. So she's drinking and she's getting weird and weird. She started, saying some strange things. She was like, you're an African, you have the power, you have this. And I was like, what? So apparently she was drinking ouzo and she was getting tipsy and tipsy as the evening progressed. And then that's when now the husband put water in the ouzo, and it turned into milk. If you mix water and ouzo, it looks like milk. That's when I found out, oh my God, this whole time she's been drinking ouzo. She's drunk. So anyway, that was the changa part. Okay, there is that drink, it's called skudia or raki. It's very strong, and if they usually bring it in a small bottle, it's not a big bottle. But if you were to drink, just because for me there was one time I just drank, those small glasses you use for taking shots, yeah. There was one time I drank 2 of those of skudia. Oh my God. I don't know. I don't even know the alcohol level of that thing. I think that one is worse than changa. Oh my God. Where are you from? I'm from Kenya. So that is another thing I learned. Another thing is I found out that the Greek people are very generous, by the way. They are very generous. They will give you things. But if you try to give them something, it is very difficult. Very difficult. I used to feel so uncomfortable because I had a neighbor who was constantly bringing me things, food, clothes, especially when they know that we are planning to go to Kenya. She would bring me clothes and shoes. She was like, go and give your people in Kenya and all that. So one time, I was like, I'm going to buy this lady a gift. She's been giving me things for years. Every time I would say, oh, next week we are going to Kenya. Then she starts finding things. Sometimes I think she even used to go to her relatives and just gather things. But then when I brought this gift to this lady, it was so difficult. It was so difficult to give her that gift. She won't accept. She won't accept. I was like, okay, I told her, I said, if you don't accept this gift from me, don't you ever give me anything. I'm not going to accept anything from you, because I want to say thank you, because you have been so good to me. You've been giving me so many things, and now I'm bringing you something to say thank you, and you're not accepting. Therefore, you don't accept my gratitude. That's how she accepted. That's when she took the gift. So I found out it is very difficult for the Greek people to accept gifts, but they give you. They are very generous when it came to that. Another thing I found out was that the Greek people are very superstitious. There was one time this young lady came with a baby, okay? And then I was like, oh my goodness, what a beautiful baby. And then they told me to spit, to spit on the ground. I was like, why? What did I do? This apparently you're not, if you say, okay, if you say something is beautiful, and it was, by the way, it was during the COVID time, so we were not getting very close. So I was very far away from the baby. I was like, oh, such a beautiful baby. And then the mother said, spit on the ground. I was like, why? It's like, if it wasn't COVID, you're supposed to spit on the baby. You say, and then you bless the baby by spitting on the baby. Oh my God. And there is actually even a wedding we were invited to, and they were spitting on the bride. Aki, surely you wear such an expensive wedding gown, and then they're spitting on your wedding gown. That girl was wearing such a beautiful wedding gown. And I was like, why are they spitting on her? Oh my goodness. Especially the old lady. It was mainly the old ladies. The ladies, the men were not spitting. I don't know. It was the old ladies that were spitting. They were, "Poo, poo, 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 poo." I was like, oh my goodness. Like the girl is so beautiful. She's worn her wedding gown and it's so beautiful and it's so white. And they are spitting. So I spat when I was told, okay, you must spit. If you say the baby is beautiful, you spit. I was like, okay, two, two. All right. You're supposed to spit 3 times, I think. Two, two, two. Yeah, like that. Okay. Then I asked, what is the name of the baby? The name of the baby apparently is not supposed to be spoken out loud until the baby has gone for the christening, for the baptism. Be happy to oblige. To spit on the baby? Are you going to spit on the baby or are you going to spit on the bride? Do you know, like if let's say for example your new husband's ex-girlfriend, if she's there, she will spit in your face pretending she's blessing you and she's spitting on you. Oh my God. So when I asked about the name of the baby, I was told, don't ask that question. I was like, okay. Like things were getting very weird because now I've been told to spit and now the next question I'm asking also, I'm like, is it me? You know, this is when we now start thinking it's a racism thing, but it's not. I was told, no, you're not supposed to ask that question. I was like, okay, is it wrong to ask the name of the baby? I was like, yes, it's wrong. You're not supposed to be asking about the baby's name. The baby is baby. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. So I was told that I'm gonna find out about the baby's name when we go for the christening. That's when the priest will announce the baby's name officially, and then we can now speak of the name. But hi Jane, oh hi, welcome back to our live. So Rose, I'm Tanzanian. I would love to visit Greece. Can you host me? I don't live there anymore. Rose, Rose, you're hilarious. But the thing is, wow. You know, we think that these people from, let's say, European countries, they don't have culture, they don't have, they are not as superstitious. I think Greece, and I don't know about Italy. I have a friend who lives in Italy. I'm going to ask her if they are superstitious there in Italy. But in Greece, they are so superstitious. So, another thing I learned about, living in Greece is well, I won't say Greece, let me just say Crete, because we were living on Crete. And apparently people from Crete, they're kind of different. Because even when we went to Athens and we would, they'll be like, okay, I would speak to them in Greek and then they'll be like, oh, so you live here? I was like, yeah, I live here. They were like, where do you live? I'm like, I live in Crete. They're like, oh, really? Apparently, people from Crete are a bit special. So I found out that they stare, especially these older guys. They stare at you. You know how you look at somebody, you look at somebody and then you find out that they're also looking back at you, and then you get busy, you look somewhere else, right? There they just stare at you. It's like I don't know, I don't want to take it negatively. I don't know, like they just look at you, but it's so intimidating. I found it so intimidating because I am accustomed to when you look at somebody and then you find out that they are also looking at you, then you look somewhere else, as I said. I stumbled across your channel randomly one day and I've been hooked even ever since. You're such a great... Oh, thank you so much. From South Africa, thank you. So, I would go, like, maybe you're going somewhere just walking, maybe you're going for a walk or you're going to the mini market. There's these small shops where they sell like vegetables and a few things like in Kenya we would just say like just a normal shop, like but there we used to call them mini market. So you go to the mini market and then you find these old guys. They sit there. There is this thing they play. It's called tavli. Okay, they have this thing they throw on the board and then it's a game, and they're drinking their coffee, and then they all stop and they stare. And the way they're staring, you go there, you say, yes, sir, you smile. Okay, I used to go and I smile and I say, yes, sir. That's like saying hi to them in a polite way. So you're like, yes, sir. And then they will look at you, they go, yeah. And then they just continue looking at you. And they look, and they look. And that used to make me very uncomfortable. Sometimes I won't even go for a walk because I was like feeling very uncomfortable. Kenya, wow, what a great country. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. Wahindi wanna stare like no one else. Really? They do that as well? I didn't know. Yes? I'm on live.
Yeah, the Kenyan brother have been winning the Copenhagen Marathon.
Nice. Yay.
Hillary.
Apparently, the Kenyan marathoner has won the Copenhagen Marathon. That is nice. That was the news I was just given just now. Wahindi. Why do they stare like that? Like they used to just stare at you and you feel so uncomfortable. Oh my goodness. Another thing I learned, when I said that people from Crete are different from people from, let's say, Athens, I was speaking to some young people that I was working with actually. So we were like, what are you gonna do? We were closing up the business. As I said, in Crete, most businesses are touristic businesses. So towards the end of the season, which is end of October, most of those businesses close. So you'll see each other, excuse me, you'll see each other now when the season opens, which will be end of March. So the season goes from March to end of October. So now, excuse me, where are you lives? Sorry guys. Oh. Sorry guys, something went wrong side. Oh. Where? This live of today is very weird. Super weird, super weird. So guys, I asked these young people, I was like, what are you gonna do after the feel alright soon? Now something went wrong side. You know when you like get something going wrong side? Good evening, welcome. I got some tropical. Tropical. I got from Kenya last time when I was in Kenya. Let's see. What are you guys saying in the comments? No, I'm not blowing no kisses. Someone wants to marry you. Oh my God, I am already married. What time is it where you are? It's let me check on my other phone. It is 4 o'clock. 4:10. Can you please help me? Oh my God. It's a good thing today I have learned how to block people. I didn't have to learn that actually. I always have very peaceful viewers. Who are these people? I don't know. I really don't know what's going on today. I don't know. So anyway, I asked these young people, once we closed the season, I was like, what are you going to do during your winter? Like, what are your plans? Tell me why these people are telling me we are going to Europe. Do you have pets? Are you in Europe or Africa? I'm in Europe. Were there a lot of young people in Greece or old population? Well, a lot of young people in I would say in Crete where we were living, they used to move out. You know, once they are done with college, like those young people I was working with, they were still in college. Okay, so a lot of them once they finish with the college, they used to move. They used to move to Germany. In fact, in school they used to learn the German language. So they used to move to Germany, go and work in Germany. Some would move to France. Some would move to. We actually had some young people who moved to Denmark while we were there. They were talking to my husband about, few things about Denmark because they were moving there. So there are a lot of them that go for greener pastures. So this is why I talked about, when I was talking about different countries, this is why I was saying there are some countries where their young people are actually moving to other European countries just for work. You know, not that they are moving there permanently, but just moving there for work. And then you find like around Christmas, around Easter time, you find the flights. Whenever we used to go to Denmark around Easter time or Christmas time, you find the flight is full of, people maybe either returning back to Denmark after the holiday, or, if we go just before the holiday, they are going back to Greece for their holiday. Is Belgium a good country in Europe? Yes, Belgium is a good country. Do you know IMAP? I don't know. So that's another thing I learned, that a lot of people from, I would say, Crete did not see themselves as Europeans because they used to say that they are going to Europe. They're like, during winter we are going to Europe. I'm like, but we are in Europe. Then that's when they'll be like, yeah, we are going to France for winter holidays. We are going to Germany. We are going to. They used to like going to Scandinavia. We are going to Norway. We are going to Sweden. You appear to have traveled how many countries? Oh my God, I don't know if I can count them. No excuse. Wait, 50 press-ups, no excuse. Oh my goodness. Okay, you can go and hide there with your press-ups. Wait. Where do you... Isinyongwe tena, my friend. This live of mine today... Next time we start live, we are starting with prayers. Let's see. Well, let's talk about now Mykonos and Santorini, because one thing I learned when I was in Greece, Santorini is one of those places that, people think, oh, I must save up and go to Santorini, because the things you're seeing online, you see those blue domes and, the Instagram photos that you see, and then you think that Santorini is as you see it on social media. But I'm gonna summarize this live with a video, because I do want people to know about Santorini and Mykonos, because that is one thing that a lot of people get disappointed, by the way. Europe has always used Greece. We actually don't have common with Europe, especially North Europe. Okay. You see, it's your dream destination, Santorini. Santorini is a place where, people are like, that is in my bucket list. I must go to Santorini. I must go to Santorini. I'll give you a tip. When I make the video, I'll give you a tip on how you can go to Santorini and not get scammed. Because those two islands, Mykonos and Santorini, you guys, it's just, I actually feel like Santorini and Mykonos is just a place you don't go and stay there during your holiday. It's just a place you go for like a 2-day thing. You go, you take your pictures, you have a look, because those two, if there's some Greek islands that have lost their character as a Greek island, it's those two islands. When it comes to Greek islands, Santorini is in Greece. Yes, Santorini is a Greek island, but those two islands, Mykonos and Santorini, in my opinion, as somebody who has lived there for 9 years, in my opinion, for you as a tourist going to Santorini or going to Mykonos, you might say, oh my God. But if you're a tourist who have been to other Greek islands and then you go to Santorini, you will be disappointed. Because I have spoken to so many people who have been to other Greek islands, and then they end up going to Santorini, and then they're like, just disappointed. It's good for young people. Santorini is actually just good for young people to go and take some pictures. Greece is a country of history, of civilization. Right. Have anyone been to Cyprus? I haven't been to Cyprus, so I cannot speak on Cyprus. But I do know that there was a time I made a video about Crete being the biggest Greek island, and the Cypriots came for me, and they were really angry. They're like, no, Cyprus is the biggest island. You should say, they said, you should say Crete is the biggest island in Greece, but don't say it's the biggest island, the biggest Greek island, because Cyprus is the biggest Greek island. Oh my God. Politics. So when I make the video, I am going to focus on Santorini. The reasons why I think Santorini and Mykonos have lost their... Anyway, I'll speak in the video. I don't want to get in trouble here. Please tell us why Santorini is a disappointment and where should I go instead. That is why I'm telling you, this one I'm not going to speak about it here. I am going to make a video, because I know a lot of people don't watch the live. So like when I post the live, because it's so long, a lot of people don't watch it. So a lot of people will miss. That's why I want to make a video, maybe a 20-minute video, and talk about Mykonos and Santorini and say why I think those two islands are I don't want to say a scam, but I just want to say they have lost their Greek character. That's what I'm gonna say. So we touched on, I had actually, because I was preparing for that video, I had actually made some notes. So I'm gonna focus on Santorini and Mykonos in the video, because I think a lot of people will be interested, especially those of you who have put it in you have put Santorini in your bucket list. The next thing I want to focus on is the working conditions. This is something that I think I have touched on before. The working conditions in Greece, as somebody who is not maybe in the corporate world, you're just working, I don't know, normal jobs, the working conditions are not very good, okay? The labor laws are not followed in many cases. I'm not saying in every place that you're going to find a job that you're going to be mistreated, but I'm just saying in many cases, because as I said, there are a lot of jobs in, let me just focus on Crete because that's where I was. A lot of jobs in Crete are seasonal jobs, right? People just work, as I said, from end of March to end of October. So, Rose, my name is Same Mario. I like Vaseline on toast and okay, Mario, okay. Oh Jesus, hata nimesahau vile niliambiwa nifanye. Oh, okay, nikuje hapo. Please, you guys, don't do this to me because I was really enjoying hosting YouTube live. I don't know where all these trolls have come from. All the time I've been hosting YouTube live, it's been so peaceful. Like, I've been really enjoying hosting YouTube live. Thank you, Suez. Oh my God, thank you, Suez. I don't know where. I have 3 moderators. I think today they were busy, so at least Swenzi is really helping. Oh my goodness. Today the live is all about blocking. I don't know what happened today. I don't know what kind of day this is. So you guys, when you're working those season jobs, when you start end of March to end of October, that is the tourist season on Crete. Okay, there are some jobs that will continue until maybe some of them do push it until end of November, but then it's not many that do that. Usually, like if you have hotels where there are some guests who have checked in, then of course they will sort of like stretch the season a little bit until all the guests have moved out. So now these jobs, what happens is they don't because unfortunately in Greece they're not very happy paying their taxes. Truth be told, that is the truth. Even if they're here, they know I'm telling the truth. It's all over the news. You can even like Google, you can just go and Google and you find the articles upon articles, people who have been, you find the police have sort of like been investigating something, and then they find boxes upon boxes full of cash. And I feel like as a country, what that country needs to do is to eliminate these cash transactions, because in Greece, if you go and buy something and you pay cash, you get a bigger discount, okay? So people tend to pay by cash. So I feel like they should change that and make it into a, like a card or like M-Pesa, like we do in Kenya, So because of that, because of them trying to avoid paying taxes, they oppress the workers. I have talked about this. They don't want to declare your full hours that you're working. They don't want to give you the official breaks that you're supposed to have, your off days. Like you don't get all the benefits that you're supposed to get because they are not following the rules. That's the issue. So the working conditions, especially on Crete, I don't know about the other Greek islands, I don't know about the mainland, but I know for sure Crete, the working conditions are not very good. Unless, of course, as I said, unless you're working like a corporate job. But if you're working these, seasonal jobs, you are in trouble. Another thing, maybe you can do videos about Kenya. My grandfather is originally from there, and I would like to visit Mombasa and all the. Maybe you can tell us places tourists don't see. Okay. Now my content is mainly about online dating. I'm only doing this because I wanted to share my experience living in Greece, but my content is mainly about online dating and interracial dating. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Welcome. So, in a nutshell, that's what I learned living in Greece for 9 years. There are so many things I could talk about, but I will include in the video. Of course, this is social media, so maybe there are so many other experiences I had, and maybe I would not be able to share them here. But generally, the Greek people are friendly people. I find them actually more outgoing. Like I said last time, I find them they are more outgoing than the Portuguese people. But for us right now, I won't be able to give a full picture because first of all, I haven't lived here for a long time, and also we are living right in the middle of the city. So I think the city vibe is different from like where we were living in Crete because we were not living in the city. So I think they have a sense of community when you're living outside the city, because when you're living in the city, everybody is just minding their own business. They don't want to get involved with you. I really want to love someone. Well, okay. So, you guys, I think I have touched on the most important things I wanted to touch on that. Yes. So we will come with, oh, you guys, okay, I'm gonna touch on this one. You're not gonna believe this one, and I'll put it in the video because I want more people to know. In Crete, and I actually think most of Greece, because even in Athens, I saw it. When you go to when you are at the airport, when you go to the hotels, when you go to the restaurants, you are not allowed to throw the paper inside the toilet bowl. You cannot flush the paper down the toilet bowl, you guys. And I think somebody said it's the same in Turkey. In Turkey and in somewhere in South America as well. I don't remember where that was. But I know for sure they said in Turkey you don't flush the paper down the toilet. So now, if you and your husband or boyfriend happen to buy a house or or an apartment where you're not allowed to throw the paper down the toilet, my friend, let me tell you, you have to have a special bin, a special trash bin or trash can for throwing the paper. For throwing the paper, you guys. So that is actually one of the things that shocked me, because I was like, oh my god. Everywhere you go, you find that sign. I'm gonna find it when I make the video. I have a picture. Actually, I have a picture because I was thinking that I should make that video. So I have a picture somewhere of that sign that says don't throw paper in the toilet. How many countries have you been to or lived in Europe, and have you ever had any bad weird experience as an African living in Europe? Bad experiences, I feel like in fact we had this discussion yesterday, and a lot of women I spoke to, I had the live stream on TikTok, and we were actually discussing this topic about being African in Europe. We said it's easier being an African in the US than being an African in Europe. The reason being an African in the US, and until you open your mouth and you speak like me with a Kenyan accent, nobody will know where you're from, because there are so many black people living in the US and they are Americans. So we came to the conclusion that it would be easier for you living in the US as an African than living in Europe as an African. Reason being, I have a friend who is a citizen of a European country, which I'm not going to mention, and she said that it feels like she needs to be biting her passport, in the mouth, so like post her passport here so everybody can see that she's a citizen, because she's been harassed everywhere she goes, especially when she's traveling. And that is something that I have experienced a lot in European airports. You go to the airport and you're sitting amongst white people, and they just come and pinpoint you and say, show us your papers. And I don't know if I have mentioned this before, and there was one time they asked me, show us your papers. I was like, what papers? Because I got so many papers. It was during COVID. We had what is it, vaccination paper, I don't know what paper, like I had so many papers, so I was like, oh, what papers do you want? So that is something that a lot of Africans experience. Public transport, they experience, being harassed by immigration police, airports, going to the shops. This is something that I was used to when I was in Crete, but then I moved here and I found it's also here, when people are just following you in the shops because they think just because you're black, you're a thief, So those are just things that we have to live with. And the thing is, this is why I always tell our ladies that follow me, I'm like, you're going to appreciate your country so much, because when I'm working in Kenya, I don't worry about these things. When I go to Kenya, I'm walking down the street. In Kenya, these shops, I noticed even recently when I was in Kenya, those shops, you have the security guy checking when you're coming out if you have stolen something, but he's not doing that because you're black. He's doing that just to make sure you haven't stolen something. But when you go to a European shop here and you see all the Europeans are going out and nobody is harassing them, but they're harassing you, why are they harassing you? As because you're black. So unfortunately, those are things that we have to face, and I just feel like it's so unfair. Like you don't feel comfortable going to a shop and you just want to look. It's like you must go there to buy, because you're like, you just want to confirm that you're not there to steal. So you just go and you make sure that you're buying something. So even if you're going to look, but in the end, you are going to buy something. There was one time I went to a shop and I was like, okay, I think I was waiting for my husband, and I was like, I'm going to go into this shop and just have a look. So I called him, I said, I'm in this shop. So I was looking and looking, but I wasn't going to buy anything. I was just looking. And this girl is following me. This girl is following me every corner. I was like, is she following me or am I imagining things? So I would take a corner just, to see if she will follow. And sure enough, she was following me. She was just following me everywhere. So in the end, I couldn't look. At some point I did approach her. And this is why we are always being accused of, it's like we are the ones who are creating the drama. But the thing is, you are following me. So I'm like, don't follow me. I'm not going to steal anything. I'm just looking. No, I'm here just in case you need help. I'm like, yeah, but if I need help, I will call you. I know you are there. So if I need help, no, I have to be here in case you need help. So I had to walk out. You cannot look. As an African, you cannot look in those shops. Some of them you'll not be allowed to go in. These high-end shops, you cannot go in to look. Are you Nigerian? No, I'm not Nigerian. Watching your interview. Oh, wow, okay. Welcome. What did you think about the interview? She's from Uganda. Okay. Apparently, I'm from Uganda. What did you think about the interview? Because people have mixed feelings about that interview. So maybe you can tell us what you think. Can you help someone else? What do you mean? Miss E. I'm waiting to see what life in South Africa thinks about my interview. Oh, thank you, Ashum. Can you help someone? They don't help anybody else, Miss E. All those European women are just walking, they are trying things, they're just relaxed, nobody is harassing them. But you must be helped. You have to be helped. I've been watching since yesterday, had to watch it in part. Oh, it was that long. I didn't even realize like it was that long. The storekeeper trying to help you. Yeah, but the thing is, they don't help other people. Why is it that if you're an African, you need help? Why do you need help? If you want help, you can call and say, hey, I need help, or no. Oh my goodness. Or maybe like there's a lady who told us yesterday, because as I said, we were having this discussion yesterday on TikTok. She said she wanted to try a dress and they refused. They refused her to try. And now, this is a lady who is in an interracial marriage. So the husband was waiting outside. And then she came out and she was very upset. She said, babe, they refused. I cannot try the dress. The husband went back in. So, we as Christians must not promote racism and be kind to each other as family members. I'm sorry if you face racism. Well, racism is everywhere in Europe, unfortunately, and in the US. But I feel like as an African, you're safer living in the US than you are in Europe, because it's not easy for them. I said unless you speak, like me now, when I speak, you can tell I'm not an American. But if you don't speak, they won't know that you're not an American. That's why I said, can they go help someone else? Yeah, I understand. They don't go helping somebody else. And especially they don't go helping European ladies. They only come and help you. Where? Just that one. Oh, good. Swenzi Yaki, oh my goodness. If Swenzi ever opens a YouTube live stream, we must go there and support, because where? Oh wow, this is what I'm afraid of. I really want to relocate as well, but I'm scared of such things. No. Don't be scared. If you want to relocate, you just relocate. You go there and you go there and you live your life. It is what it is. You're not the problem. They are the problem. Okay? So this lady, I'm telling you, the husband went in back in the shop. He was like, why is my wife not be able to try the dress? Suddenly, oh, sorry, it was a misunderstanding. She wanted to try the dress. The lady was like, I told you I want to try that dress and you refuse. So anyway, the husband was trying to tell her, no, you can try. She said, no, they're not going to have my money. So they left anyway. I loved your honesty and transparency. I think young women who watched it definitely had something to think about. Yes, after seeing it, instead of just making decisions based on desperation. Yeah, that was the point. Exactly. But it's just that people have there are some who have misunderstood that interview and my story, even on my channel. But the purpose of sharing that story was just to show you that getting involved with an old white man thinking that you're gonna get rich or you're gonna get out of a bad situation, that is not the solution. In most cases, it's not the solution. You end up being damaged. You end up being in a worse situation than you were before, which that's what happened to me. I feel like it's better to just, if you have a little job or something you're doing, just do it. Or if you're gonna get like involved with somebody, don't stay there too long. That's what I always say. Don't stay there too long. We leo Swenzi amefanyishwa kibarua. Oh my goodness. Where you've been working overtime. And I don't know if Swenzi, if you have a YouTube channel. If you have a YouTube channel, I must subscribe and I must come there also and police your comment section if you go live. Today's live has been crazy. Crazy. Mara we are choking. Mara we are blocking more than we are talking. Where are you from? I'm from Kenya. I'm proud Kenyan. East African. By the way, you guys, do you know Kenya? Kenya is such a beautiful and wonderful country. I'm so proud to be a Kenyan. I don't care. I don't care what anybody says. Kenya is wonderful country. So beautiful. Hello and welcome. Tumekaa hapa for how long? Let me see. Okay. What do you work with? What do you mean? Now you have to start a YouTube channel so we can come and support you too. We can come and support you because I see you are on Truth Live and you're but there at least people are more civilized. Yeah, you see, Kenyans are civilized people. We go there, we are peaceful, we laugh, we cry, we enjoy. We enjoy the show. But here today on my show, oh my God, oh my goodness. Anyway, you guys, thank you so much for coming to my YouTube channel today, for joining my live. We hosted 2 different lives today. Actually, there was the one we started with, and that one ended because we were supposed to host a guest, and then the guest ghosted us. But I think I will see if they are going to contact me. I want to hear their story. They say that they have a sweet interracial marriage story, and we must listen to that story because we also need to hear that side. So, any comment section you need deleted message. Most people appreciate their countries after they left to live somewhere else. That is true. When I was in Kenya, I was like, oh, I want to go and live in America. I want to go and live in Europe. Then it happened. And then I was like, oh my goodness, I didn't realize that my country is so good. You're beautiful. My boss is from Kenya. Oh, good. Your boss is from Kenya. Amazing Grace. Oh, wow. That's good. So, when I finally moved to Europe, slowly I started. First of all, you get homesick. That's the first thing that happens to you when you move outside out of your country. You experience you get homesick. So after you get homesick, you then start learning different things about the country where you have moved to. First of all, as I said, you start, feeling like you're illiterate because everything is in a different language and you don't speak the language, and you start feeling lost and you start feeling lonely. But then after now you learn the language, you start now learning other things that you think you shouldn't have. It was better when I didn't speak the language. Because there was a time I went to a place, and looking at me, you wouldn't think that I speak Greek. In fact, in most places that we went to, they would speak to my husband, and my husband doesn't speak Greek. He never learned Greek. So they would speak to him because they would expect that he's the one who speaks Greek. So we went to this particular place, my husband and I, and we just wanted to have something to eat. And we are sitting there, and there's this Greek, not even women, 2 Greek men, and they were talking about me in a very bad way, okay? Like really bad. And the thing is, the reason why they were talking like that is because they thought I could not understand what they were saying. So after they said everything and they got now tired of talking about me, because we were just, they had the table next to us and we were sitting here. So I could hear everything they were saying. After they stopped talking about me, the waiter came. And I made a point to speak to the waiter more than necessary in Greek, because I wanted them to know that I had, and I was looking at them, by the way. I was speaking to the waiter in Greek and I was looking at them. Was it easy making the decision to marry someone whose language and culture is so different? For me, I think I was so, how can I say? I believed so much in myself. So I was like, I can learn in any language, like it's not an issue. Although I must say, the language I ended up learning in Greek is a very difficult language. And I'm not going to sit here and say that I am completely fluent in Greek. I can hold a basic conversation. I can read. I cannot write, that I'm not going to lie, but I can read. Because writing, I don't know, the grammar is just too complicated for me. I don't know where to put what. And then if you make a mistake, it changes the meaning. So I didn't think about that. I just thought, I believed so much in myself. I was like, I can learn any language. Like, it's not an issue. Until I came across Greek. And then I was like, oh my God, you have to learn a new alphabet, because Greek has its own alphabet by itself. So you have to learn a new alphabet. You have to learn how to speak the language. Oh my goodness. Anyway, and now I think I do like complicating my life, because now I have to learn a different language. But at least Portuguese is not difficult, in my opinion. Compared to Greek, Portuguese is not difficult because the alphabet is the same. So, but the Greek alphabet is different. So, but I wasn't worried about language or culture. And also I didn't know, if I knew that, like things like racism, because we used to hear about such things, and then we are like, oh, you should be happy you are living in Europe. You should be happy you're living in the United States. But until you experience it, then you're like, oh my God, oh my goodness. But it is what it is. That sounds like me complicating my life. Yeah, I mean, come on. If the thing is, it's good to challenge yourself. In my opinion, I feel like it's good to challenge yourself. See how far you can go. See how many languages you can learn. In fact, there is two languages. There are two languages that I would just like to learn for fun. And I was learning a bit. I went on Duolingo and I started learning Spanish and French. Those are two languages that I wanted to learn just for fun. But then when now things became so complicated that I had to really take it seriously, learning another language, because I'm gonna need it, like really need it. Then it became too difficult. It became too difficult to learn the other languages that I wanted to learn just for fun. So, but I like learning different languages. Jesus. Okay. Acha ni delete hii ya mwisho and then I end live. Today's live has been quite interesting, to say the least. Okay. But has been worth it, falling in love with your husband and experience everything so far? First of all, I just want to say, like I said last time, when you have a relationship, or when you have a marriage that originates from online dating, salute. Hello. Once you get married and you start living together, as I said, that's when you start, that's when you get to know the person that you got involved with. So for us, or for me, I can speak for myself, it's been a process. It's been, as I said, the first 2 years were a bit challenging, but for now, I can confidently say it was worth it. Yes, it was. But if you ask me the first 2 or 3 years, the beginning of the marriage, I was like, oh my God, what have I done to myself? Because there were so many complications. We are getting to know each other. We were, as I said, I'm trying to learn the language. I'm trying to figure out what I'm gonna do here. Like, how am I gonna make money to pay the black tax? Because you must send money back home, whether you like it or not. And for me, I've never been the kind of person who like begging, So I found myself in a very tight spot during the first 2 years when I was learning the language, trying to figure out what I'm going to do with my life. It was a bit tough. But for now, I can say it was worth it. For now, it was worth it. But in the beginning, I was questioning my decision. I'm not going to lie. I'll be honest about that. I was questioning my decision. So you guys, I don't want to keep Swenzi here for too long because, they've been really busy in the comment section. My live today has been weird. I hope our next live is going to be more civilized. Do you worry you or he might be addicted to online dating sites? Like, what if one of you still keeps going back after you have found each other? Okay, what I can say is in the beginning, there was insecurity on my side, and I think also from his side, because when I was spending a lot of time on my computer, because what I did was, when I found out that it's gonna be difficult for me to find a job because I don't speak the language, I decided to find online opportunities. So I was spending a lot of time online researching. I even took a course in affiliate marketing, which took me about 6 months. So I was constantly taking notes and on my computer. And I remember, you guys, there was one big fight we had about that, about me spending a lot of time on my computer, because he's like, who are the, he could see I'm typing, because as I said, I was taking a course, and the course was about affiliate marketing and learning how to write blog posts and SEO and all those things, which require you to type a lot of things. Okay, you have to submit a sample of a blog post, which is SEO optimized and all that. So a lot of typing, right? So he could see I was just, typing, and I'm on the computer. So he was like, what are you doing on the computer? Who are these people you're talking to? So in the beginning, actually, I think I should make a video about this. Yes, in the beginning, there was insecurity for sure, even on my side, because sometimes I would also see him on the computer, and then I'm like, what is he doing on the computer? Greetings. Oh, from Capri, welcome again. Now you have come when we are almost ending the live. You are too late. We should have come early. At least you would have chased the trolls away. So, oh wow, thank you, Miss E. Thank you. You should ask me that question in the comment section. I'm gonna use your comment to answer, to make a video about that. That is interesting, actually. And this is something a lot of, Miss E, a lot of these couples that meet online, they do face this issue. But for us, for me personally, I will speak for myself. I cannot speak for my husband. Maybe he can speak for himself, but he has told me that, he had no reason to go back to the dating website. And for me, I had no intention of going back to the dating site, because I was like, oh my God, thank you, Jesus. Finally, I can leave this place. Because as I said, I wasn't feeling like I was very lucky with those dating sites. So when he finally came and, it was for real, I was so happy to leave. You guys, I was so happy to leave those dating sites. So... But thank you, Miss E. You have given me an idea. I'm going to make a video and I will tell you how it went down. I will tell you how it went down in the video. I'll tell you how he came and he was looking at my computer. But I feel like it's very important also to put somebody at ease, especially when you have met online, I think it's very important to put somebody at ease so they don't think that you're, they're browsing and looking for other people. I'm talking to someone, but I have 3 months subscription, and also I see him last in 3 hours. Oh my goodness. That is the problem with online dating. There is even somebody who told me that we should leave the dating app. But for me, I was, as I said, I was in so many dating apps, and this, let's say, Afro introductions, interracial Cupid, international Cupid, Christian Cupid. If you join one of those, you are able to easily check what is going on the other one. So on Afro introductions, he told me that we should leave the site. So I left. But when I logged in into my, I think it was International Cupid or Interracial Cupid, I could sneak into Afro introduction and see what is happening, and I found him there. I found him there. So, oh my God, it's so messy. And today it's even messier than then. It's even like, I feel like it's worse now because people are just crazy on those dating apps. So Miss E, thank you so very much. That video is coming and it's dedicated to you. In fact, I'm gonna record it tomorrow. When I have time in the afternoon, I will record it tomorrow. I'm gonna post it and I'll say it was Miss E who gave me this idea. Oh my God. Thank you so much, guys. I want to wish you a great week ahead. I hope our live stream next time we will have our guest, whether it is the guest who is going to talk about interracial marriage, their sweet story, or it's the other one who is going to talk about au pair. Whichever guest comes first, that's the one we're going to host. And I hope it's going to be civilized. And I hope we'll have a good time and we're going to learn something. But for now, I must say bye-bye. I want to give a big shout out to my moderator, Swenzi. You've done an amazing job getting rid of all the trolls. I don't know where they came from today, but I hope they are not going to come back next time. I'm not even going to say when I'm going live again because these trolls are crazy people. I wish I can, but I fear internet. Don't fear internet. Just get on those dating sites and just, be confident and you might find a real person. So thank you, Swenzi. Highly appreciate you. I shall meet you on Truth Show. And the rest of you, thank you so much for joining, and I shall see you on my next one. I'm not going to say anymore because I'm scared. Oh my God. Hey, today the trolls have shown me dust. Wait.